Hi there. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I am a soul sculptor. I help you break out of the mold of past trauma, pain, and suffering so that you can create the life of your dreams. And yes, that's absolutely possible. How? Well, I'd love to show you how. And we've been working on overcoming anxiety over the last 10 days. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the pair, anxiety and depression. And, where does it come from? What triggers it? What is the thing that makes it happen? Well, I can point to a lot of different factors. So in my case, I had a lot of trauma in my childhood. And I had like a low-grade depression most of my life that I just kind of muscled on, and low-grade anxiety. But when I had a major divorce, and when I say major, when it became an all-out war battle where we argued over every CD and every stick of furniture, and everything was a battle, including custody and visitation, and so there was a lot of control and fear involved. So that for me was a catalyst for severe depression. Now for you, it could be the loss of a loved one. It could be losing your job. It could be being in a job that you hate, where maybe you're being disrespected or abused in the job. Maybe you're being sexually harassed. If you are if you are in a situation where you are constantly being berated for who you are, put down, and it could be in a marriage, put down for who you are and what you do. So it's sort of like this cascade effect that one thing begats the other, that it could be the job, and you have a manager that just puts you down because maybe she or he has low self-esteem, or it could be your partner that puts you down. And coupled with our own thinking, I spent a day outside of a coffee shop today. And it's very easy to get caught up in our minds, making stories up about all kinds of things that are happening around us. And most of the stories that we make up in our heads aren't true. We compare ourselves to others. We take on somebody's issue, or we try to make other people around us happy. I know one of the gentlemen I talked to outside the coffee shop was saying to me he was dating different women, and they kept looking for, Mr. Right that was going to be perfect for the perfect relationship. And, when you come to realize there is no such thing as the perfect relationship, there's no such thing, because we are works in progress. We can be as good as we can be. We can be as good as it gets, but we're never going to be perfect. We're always going to be working on ourselves. And so while we're, living our life, if we are, oh my goodness, she's treating me bad, I feel so unworthy. And this is the spiral that we get ourselves in. I don't deserve this. I am being mistreated. Well, I must not be good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. And these thoughts are obsessive thoughts, and depression and anxiety becomes habitual. So I was going to call this, will antidepressants cure depression, and will meds cure anxiety? The truth is no, because no medicine is going to take away the thoughts. That you may become numb, you may stop feeling, but medicine isn't the cure for depression. I'm not saying you can't take it for depression, but I have had conversations with hundreds of people that have been on antidepressants for 6 years, expecting their depression to go away with just medication alone. No, you've got to have talk therapy. You've got to have someone to help you work through the issues that you're dealing with on a daily basis, because the medicine numbs you. That's all it does. It takes away all the, well, it doesn't take away all the pain, but it diminishes the amount of pain that you experience by numbing you. That's what it does. That's basically what it does. So you're not going to get well on antidepressants. So you've got to have therapy, talk therapy. You've got to do EFT. You've got to do something. Hire a coach that helps you overcome depression and anxiety, teaches you new modes of being. So that's the thing, is that depression becomes a habit. We get into a thought process that diminishes us, and then we feel bad, and then somebody says something and our feelings are hurt, and that takes us down into another lower spiral, which, it doesn't take much to get to a place where you feel totally helpless and hopeless and a sense of doom and despair, and then you can't talk to anyone about the issues. And that's the thing, is that with it's all bottled up inside, there's no movement. So if you're staying in a job that you hate, you've got to do something about it. If you're in a marriage that you hate, if you are holding on to old feelings of hatred, unforgiveness, resentment, you've got to let these things go, because it's this stuffing all these emotions deep down inside, bottling them up, throwing away the key. This is not human experience. This is not what humans are meant to do. We are meant to feel. So today, while I was sitting in the coffee shop, I talked to two women, and one was going through a huge amount of stress. And in a few moments, I gave her some different ways to deal with her challenge. So if we've got a problem, we bless the problem, and then we look for a solution. How can I feel better about me in this? Do I need to get a different job? Do I need to get a job? Do I need to go for counseling? Do I need to be exercising? Do I need to be out with people in a gym? Doing the same thing day in and day out does not shift you. Taking medicines and expecting them to fix the problem isn't going to do it. Medicines may help you cope for now, but they're not a long-range thing. Now, I'm not talking about being bipolar and going off medicine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that have anxiety and depression, and it's situational, that a trigger occurred, whether it was a death, a sense of hopelessness, feeling fearful about a divorce, or being embroiled in a battle. All of these things can cause us tremendous stress and anxiety, and then we start feeling unworthy. And unworthiness is part of both depression and anxiety. And so we have to start turning our thoughts around. I love myself. The universe always has my back. I am loved and supported. We have to think positive thoughts for positive results. Because if you sit and you stew about something that happened even yesterday, it doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago or 3 weeks ago, but if you sit and stew about something and think about it over and over, you're obsessing, and you're getting yourself mired in old emotion and energy. You've got to shake it out. Put on some music and dance, but you've got to shift your vibration by doing something different. And there are a lot of different things you can do. You can dance, put on Taylor Swift, put on ABBA, put on something that makes your heart soar, because sitting there doing nothing isn't doing it. Sitting in that same job isn't doing it. Stewing about the divorce that happened isn't going to help you. You have to help yourself. You have to change your thoughts and change your beliefs. I can do this. I do have the courage. I know there's something better for me. I know that I am worthy. I do love myself. So you've got to focus on something that's going to carry your energy in an upward spiral. And, you know, the medication could help you for a short term, but it is not the fix for the issue. You've got to do something else to change the way you think and feel. So obsessing and worrying, you know, keep you stuck in that same bottleneck of trapped emotions. So take a deep breath. Doesn't have to stay this way, doesn't have to be this way. You know, I was depressed for well over 30 years, at least 30 years. And I got out of it. Yes, I was on antidepressants for 6 months, but I stopped taking them, not because my depression ended, but because I fell asleep at the wheel. And so I knew drugs were not the answer for me. And so you've got to trust yourself enough. My doctor said, oh, no, don't go off. And I did. I did anyway. I had to do what was right for me. Now, again, our thoughts are what create our reality. And so the biggest thing that we can do for ourselves is to love ourselves, to think positive thoughts, to shift from a downward spiral to upward. And the way we do that is by loving acceptance, loving kindness of us. You have to love you. I love my body. I love my life. Thank you for my life. Now, gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift the spiral and bring you upward. Gratitude for the small things. I'm so grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm so grateful that I can walk. I'm so grateful that I have running water. I'm so grateful that I have a husband, or I have a friend, or I have a mother, whoever it is, you've got someone, a daughter, a son that loves me. And focusing on the broken relationships is, you know, we have to bless those. We, you know, and don't think, here we go, throat stuff. Don't think it's always going to be that way, because things change in a heartbeat, and things can happen at the speed of light. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I bless you, and I know that these things can change at the speed of light, and that blessings come to you when you are grateful for what you have. I'm grateful for this experience to show me I need to live my life differently. I'm grateful for this experience so that I can learn to love myself differently. I'm grateful for me. I'm grateful to be alive, and I know tomorrow will be a better day and another day. I am grateful that I am able to get myself into bed. I'm grateful that I have this wonderful bed to sleep in. I am grateful for the dinner that I had this evening. I'm grateful for the weather. I'm grateful for the sunshine. So just find something to bring your thoughts in an upward motion. Okay, my dears, I love you. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. Don't forget, Wednesday is my last live event for this month, and I'd love to have you with me. I will see you tomorrow. Much love.